welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Welcome back once again to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to share some time, love, encouragement, light, inspiration, whatever. I'm going to put it out. Hopefully, just the good stuff's going to flow. Hey, brothers and sisters, those who were counting on me to be on time, the regular scheduled time, thank you for your understanding. Man, today, praise be, life happens. Life happens, and didn't quite work out in the order and the way that I hoped it would, and that caused me a little delay for the stream, but the adventure continues. And sincerely, brothers and sisters, all of you who have dropped in, please, I could share the video, but in the link, for those of you already here, man, open up that link for Smith's video, and we get some views and some love. So short little video he shared today. Blessings and love to all of you joining in today. I sincerely feel so good, and in my opinion, that gives me the authority to share the things that I'm sharing, right? Today, the topic, coach yourself, lead yourself, nurture yourself, right? We're here to grow and to create. And brothers and sisters, I want to help. I studied others who call themselves coaches, and I've even learn from the coaches. I've been paying attention, and I know what a lot of other people are doing, what a lot of other people are saying. I'm not charging any fees, but I am trying to offer you, if I was working with you as a coach, what is a coach? A coach is someone who tells you what you don't want to hear, who has you see what you don't want to see, so you can be who you have always known you could be, right? I heard it said by Tony Robbins. Oh, this is from Coach Tom Landry, for those who know the football stuff. Maybe you know that name. Regardless, it's true. I heard it said from Tony Robbins too, right? What's a coach? A coach is in athletics, it'll give you those minor adjustments, little tweaks, so you straighten out your shot, you improve your swing, so your style improves with the technique. That's what a coach offers and helps you improve. Because just a minor adjustment in your swing, in your performance, can totally change the trajectory. And when you're talking about your life, the trajectory is the future. So we want to be clear. We want to be on. We want the skills and the support we want in order for us to achieve. So a coach is there to offer support and to encourage. And as I started thinking this through, right, what is a coach really? Someone who tells you what you don't want to hear, who has you see what you don't want to see, so that you can become who you know you could become. That's a friend, man. It's not just a coach. So in my words, it requires, we'll get into what it requires, honesty and trust for sure. But as honesty is developed, one can easily become their own coach, their own guru, their own leader. And that's what life is really about. And here we have our first guest, and one who as I understand, helps coach and helps mentor and lead others. Welcome, Miss Margo.
Hello, Jack.
Blessings to you.
Blessings to you. Well, I'm a little concerned, so I'm calling to check on you. May I ask you a question?
Certainly.
Did something come up about you approving of incest a couple days ago?
There's been some false narratives presented about that, but no, I've clearly explained my position. No, I do not approve of incest. Is there a reason you're inquiring?
Well, your show isn't the only one that I attend, and I saw several people say something about you approving of incest and something about incest optics. Does that make sense?
I don't believe too much of what Snafu has to say.
Okay.
This is
I
Hey,
do have one more question.
hold
All
on.
right, Margo, your questions are irrelevant.
Well-
You're just another person that is lacking an awareness of the community of channels we could name, and no one would say who's that except you.
Tommy,
So
what
if
would I
you want to
do
talk
without
incest,
your
why don't you go
opinions?
see Destiny? He's damn near 1 million followers, subscribers. He does approve of incest and will explain it thoroughly. That's why I don't approve of it.
Jack, can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, probably one.
Did you hear back from Zach Zapone?
That's actually the reason I started late today.
Wonderful. I hope it turned out well for you.
You sound like the sister of someone who had a house dropped on him when you say it like that. Is that why you're mad and always have such discourse because someone dropped a house on your sister?
I think you're
Mango.
That doesn't even make sense, Tommy.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's one of the ageless, time-told stories of your sister having a house dropped on her.
a witch from the odds.
Get it? Even Jack got it, Margo. Come on.
Come on, Margo.
It is irrelevant to
See, Margo,
anything I
I
was
speak
discussing.
and speak
Therefore, it means
truth.
nothing to me.
That's why no one seems to have me on their side permanently, because I seek and speak truth. And there's a
Tommy,
lot
you're
of
your
people
own
in this
worst
chat that
enemy.
are
I don't
about to
think
get
you like yourself.
wrecked today. I'm looking at
Tommy.
Christos, looking at the cult.
Okay, Jack, I'm gonna bow out.
That's what I'm here to. That's what I'm suggesting. It took you a minute. Get that incest shit out of here. Go hang with the Thorpes. Find out.
Yeah, go ask.
F around with the Thorpes and find out, Margo. You're fucking dense. You're stupid.
Yeah, there you go. If you heard enough, you could get some details. Go investigate it. Beyond me. No, I do not support. Okay. And no, there actually was not. But hey, you do your own sleuthing. Get your family or your private detective company, put them on this case.
I came right to the source. That's what I do. That's
No, you didn't.
Right.
No, you didn't,
Didn't you
Margo.
say you were leaving, Margo? Didn't you say
Yeah.
you were bowing out?
Blessings. Thank you for stopping by, Margo.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
We'll catch up again later.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Tommy,
See,
thank you.
this is what I'm gonna miss about you, Jack. Even though we have our differences, there's a time and a place that I can come here to get to the bottom of some stuff. Where I can entertain coming up on your panel with problems with you. That little boy showed today that once again that cannot be done with him.
Ooh, that didn't sound good.
No, it was just silverware bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no. Let's let the cult say it was a meth pipe. That's what they're gonna say. It sounds like Tom broke his meth pipe. No, Tom has another bad cooking that we're not gonna get to because I hate this community, and it's homemade ice cream. I just made ice cream, and we're not gonna do it because I hate everyone.
Good for you, man.
I
Made
don't know
ice
if that makes sense.
That's pretty cool. It did sound like glass breaking, but whatever. It was silverware.
It is, but it's just kitchen stuff. I don't care.
Whatever.
These things will all burn away in the end, which is approaching sooner than people would ever imagine.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. You're right. I'm not going to disagree. I want to thank you. Your timing was actually great, and
it always is. That's not
Well,
because of
no,
me.
it's
My
not
memory and my
always.
timing is always on behalf of God.
Not always.
Always, Jack.
No.
Always. You wouldn't know because you're godless too.
Well,
You're new age, you're guru, you're godless, and you'll see your daddy in hell. I'm sorry, I've tried. You'll see your daddy in hell, and he'll be there. I'm sick of these games. I'm sick of this narcissistic bullshit.
okay,
Now
well,
I can't. I brought you something today, and obviously you're
yes.
gonna Margo out as well.
No, where do we go? Where did that happen? Hopefully Tom just lost connection or maybe fumbled a button or something. Tom's welcome to return. Margo is welcome to return. Um, the oh, how fabulous. Welcome, Hank. How are you, brother?
Oh, we're both in purple today. So I'm here to read Officer Snaps' script because I'm a coward. So what did he say for me to say? You, Jack Talcott's no longer my life coach. Officer Snafu Snaps is now my life coach. Now Snafu, tell me what I get from this. I know you're watching. What's in this for me? Because I think you have all the same problems Jack Talcott has. I mean, you revise, you narrate around the facts, and that's very annoying. It's very stupid. You get stuck in the same loops over and over again. I mean, you're the one who can't stop talking about this incest thing. You brought it up in the first place. People saying, is Jack being a paid actor? Well, who's going to pay Jack? What?
Right.
It doesn't
Thank
make any
you, Hank.
sense.
I agree. Thank you for calling out the BS, man. Yeah, you do look nice. I like the color on you, man. You typically. I like your look, Hank. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Thank you.
There was Hey, yeah, regarding the officer snaps, I don't know what to do. So I see. Actually, I don't agree with your characterization of me, though, Hank.
I
I
know.
can understand why. I can understand why you said it, though. Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me do this. For the add to the title, take care of yourself, right? Instead, we're doing coach yourself, lead yourself, nurture yourself. Also, take care of yourself, be true to yourself, resolve yourself. I love that one. Resolve yourself, feel yourself, know yourself, and love yourself. Thank you as always, New Guru. And seriously. That's what it's about. Welcome. Welcome, Tarek.
Hey Jack, how are you? Hey Hank.
Hey, Tarek.
I'm feeling blessed, man. I am feeling blessed. Here,
That's good.
unless you have, did you join with something to share or?
No, I was just watching it a little bit, and I saw, Paul's monkeys, being sent here. So I'm here for that, and I also watched. I don't know if you also watched. I was curious if you watched Briella and Bex last night.
I don't know that I did see that.
You probably should. The reason why I'm saying that is, Briella was sharing something that happened to her recently. This is recent. And, she kind of was very emotional and broke down a little bit because it was serious and it was about something, something that was done to a kid in church or something like that. And I don't know the whole story exactly, but something like that. And she was upset with you, Paul, and everybody else that she didn't think that you, Paul, machine lies when we all talking the next day about the Thorpe and the Grace thing, that you guys did enough job to actually stand up for these things and point them out. So I think it'd be interesting to see it because she kind of had a point. Because I guess like her perspective, Jack, is like, where does she go now? Like, who would be able to help her out in that situation when there's no man there that can stand up for these things? Like, I guess the man that she was with was the problem that she found out that it was with something. So I just wanted to point that out because I seen it for like 20 minutes and it was kind of like. It was kind of it was real and it was emotional and it was touchy. Like it was very heartwarming to know that someone is reaching out for help. And I think some people sometimes they do have to stand up for these things. So these are not a joke, nothing to laugh about.
Well, these women pick their own men, or their fathers pick their men for them. It's really not my problem. It's really not my problem. They pick their men, or the fathers pick their men.
Hank, but you're missing the point here. Yeah, go ahead, Jack. I'll let Jack talk first.
Well, I'm curious. I'm adjusting your mic too. The echo cancel it. You're getting some static. I'm hoping an adjustment will help your.
Me or Hank?
No, you, Tark.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me check it out.
What you're describing, I'm sure people may be working through past issues and past concerns, memories, maybe even trauma about some of the things that are shown and heard. But sincerely, on this stream, the people have been blowing shit totally out of proportion. There was no promotion of incest. There was accusations. See, and what people aren't realizing is the little sniping accusations that keep going on in the chat. It confuses people. And so that's what Mr. Snafu is continuing to do, is spread confusion. Because his accusations are placing doubts where doubts really don't need to be. Now, regarding the Thorpes, they are adults. Whatever they were talking about, as I understand, someone said she was 17 when she did it. Well, when she's talking about it here on this panel, she was an adult. So there's a lot of people disappointed in me that I didn't put on my cape and change the reality they were experiencing. I don't get it.
Jack, what they're saying is, for example, because I watched, I've been busy all day today, but I watched for a little bit, half an hour, and I seen like kind of the message today they're putting out. That's why I said, let me just come up, even though I don't want to bring this up again, but I think it's also necessary to bring it up so people can understand that, we can resolve things if there's a misunderstanding or miscommunication. The reason why they're also upset is they found you very like giggly, laughing a lot, when things were actually should have been more serious about the subject, because the subject was kind of serious to some people. That's what the thing is.
Okay, fair enough.
I have an idea. Let's get Coach Snaps to fix it up for us. We'll get him in here. He'll fix it up for us. He'll tell us what to do. Somehow.
That'd be great, except he's not welcome here.
Of course not, because he tries to pull down everyone's shows.
But Hank, this has nothing to do with Snaps. I know Snaps over sometimes does it. But he does fight for these things. I'll give him that credit. He's not a guy that doesn't fight for these things. Does he over exaggerate sometimes, pushing too much? Yes, I agree.
Dude, he is a false witness. He is constantly accusing. He doesn't come in with facts and say, here's the facts and this is what I believe. He says, this is what I think, and then he builds the narrative from there. That's what he's been doing against me. And for people, anyone is free to think whatever they want. I went back and I didn't look closely, but I didn't see where I was so horrible, so disappointing, so offensive. I didn't see it. And the feedback is that I laughed when I guess I should have been what? Afraid? Angry? I mean, what the fuck? We're having a stream. People are talking about memories from the past. I'm laughing at how inappropriate that situation sounds, how actually in how totally frustrating that past situation sounds. I'm sorry I laughed, but good golly, man. Some of the offensive, world clutching, whiny people around here.
I understand.
Hey,
Yeah,
respect for you though for at least saying, "Hey, Jack, this is what's
Yeah.
seen." I appreciate that.
yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't snafu this time, Hank. I'm sorry to say, it wasn't snafu like that actually like brought anything to my attention. It was actually Briella. I was really touched by her story, and and I'll say it, I'm not a big fan of Briella. I respect her, and I think she's a good woman, but I'm not a big fan of her. But
Right.
her story today was very touching. That's why I brought this up.
Yeah, I want to reveal Officer Snafu's agenda. He's here to normalize rape and pedophilia so he doesn't feel bad about what his actions. That's what he's here to do. He's here to normalize this disgusting shit. So
I pray that's not the case, and I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that either.
I've given it thought, and I wonder. Well, I know for a fact many people alive today are dealing with a lot of unhealed trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And so there could be some sort of trauma related to those things in his past that he's not aware of. And I mean not to talk about him or analyze him when he's not here, but golly geez, we all know who he is.
yeah, this is his face.
Oh
I
my
called his face.
I mean, Snaps is Snaps, man. He's funny at times. He's over pushy at times. He's you can't change Snaps. He's just Snafu.
I can't, but I can put him in 4D checkmate.
Life is peculiar, man. Life is peculiar, and actually, admittedly, I'd like to talk to Grace and or Ben again about their situation, but I don't know. Every one of us is on our own paths, and there's some interesting character. I was looking for that comment Cynthia dropped for me. Anyway, what are your thoughts, folks?
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you at all. Like, I didn't know where you were going. I know you had something to say, Jack. So whatever you were going to say, I'll listen to and try to learn from.
Oh, man, you're good. You are good. Well, here, we'll get into the topic, really. Coaching yourself, leading yourself, nurturing yourself. I think you do that, Tarek. It sounds like you've got a pretty healthy routine and you practice self-care pretty mindfully. Is that true?
Yeah, thanks, Jack. You know what I do every day? Like, I heard Paul say something yesterday, asked a question like, hey, what do you see change about Tarek, right? Paul doesn't know what I do every day. Like I work, Paul, 60 hours at least a week, 50 to 60 hours a week for myself. All right. I have 2 daughters. I have a family. I have sisters. I have brothers I see. I'm always healthy. I'm always in good spirit anywhere I go. You can ask anybody I work with. Always in good spirit. They all love me. So when you talk about growth, it's not just growth on the metaverse. There's a lot of things I'm doing. I'm very busy all day. That's why I'm usually, home by when you're on. So, in terms of my personality or my character on the internet, yes, that has been grown, and I look at it every day and try to improve in any way I can because I do look at what people say, and I take things and I self-reflect. And I don't hate Paul. I don't hate anybody. Like, people gotta understand that. Stop saying, like, Paul's monkeys. I hate Paul. I love Paul. Stop saying I hate Paul. I'm just gonna stand on what I believe when he's not saying the truth, or he's bullying, or he's doing some of his things that I don't agree with. That's all. Every man or woman should be able to stand up for what they believe in. They shouldn't be bashed or made fun of or stuff like that. And sometimes he does that, and that's why I don't like it. That's all. Besides that, I love Paul, I love Jack, I love you all, and I try to be better every day.
Absolutely. That's the whole point. I mean, we seriously, from my own experience and what I see around, we overcomplicate our lives. Holy crap. Here, we got another guest here, and welcome our friend Mitchell. How you doing?
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. How you doing, Jack?
Feeling blessed. Hey,
Good.
while we jump into you, holy cows, Provo, it is a documentary. I clicked the link, and I'll have to check that out later. Holy cows. How you doing, Mitch?
Good. Yeah, hey Mitchell, how are you?
I'm all right. Man, I'd be a little bit better though if you could fix your mic. Your mic is horribly annoying, Terry.
All right, so thank you for letting me lie. I really appreciate it, because I don't want to ever ruin anybody's broadcast. I'm gonna log
No,
out and log
it's
in
not
again.
that. It's not that bad. I'm
Is
exaggerating,
it?
but
Oh, okay.
I think there's an easy fix if you maybe turn on the echo cancellation and auto adjust.
All right, I'll do it right now. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, thank you, man.
I tried those. Thank you, though, Mitch. I appreciate it. You have
I don't know
any
what Lou.
or what?
I don't know what Lou does, but it's the same problem Lou has, and he somehow fixes it right away, but it keeps defaulting back to the wrong way.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
I don't know. Technology, man. I mean, admittedly, I don't understand how this technology works. I just trust that it does work. And I think that's how most of us are.
I mean,
But Mitch, what's
sorry to
that?
run Tarek off. I wasn't trying to do that.
I'm sure he's reconnecting. That's all it is. Shoot, there was something I was thinking. Oh, technology, just like life. We think we know how it works. and we know how it works when it works, but when it doesn't work, when life and technology doesn't work, then you're like scratching your head and you're wondering what the heck is going on. But see, Nude Guru, you are such a blessing to this stream. You share great wisdom. Life is indeed simple. When we get distracted is when the complication happens. This is a choice to let happen. Keep it simple because it is. First step to an honest path. Dude, that is beautiful. I never considered the simplicity of life until I did. And then I started seeing how simple can life be. Now, I know from the external appearance, people have all sorts of opinions of my situation in my life. Kind of like you, Mitch, right? Externally, people see one thing, but it sounds like you are living a great life. For you, it sounds like it is great, right? I mean,
Yeah, for me, yeah.
obviously things could be improved, things could be better in different ways, but you don't seem to be really miserable or suffering.
No, I'm not even. I wouldn't even consider myself uncomfortable. But if life were too easy, I would get too comfortable and I get fat and lazy, and this wouldn't be good. You know,
There's that possibility and that tendency, but when you mature and you know better, You can have it all. Here, what the thought that came to me though is, Mitch, sincerely, you're clearly not living a miserable life for you, because you've got such a strength and encouragement, such as a spirit to you. You're not at all like some of these very angry, successful YouTubers, man. You're
Yeah.
quite different.
It's that mask that they got to wear to. It's about, from my what I think it's they're trying. It's about they're concerned with other people's perception of them, and if they can keep people in a uniform box, it makes it easier to control. That's how I see it. I I think we all see things from a different perspective, and that's the beauty of it all, because we all have different experiences. So we're naturally going to, I can try and relate to you, but I can't see things from your perspective.
To varying degrees we can, and to varying degrees we can't. Welcome back, Margo.
Jack, don't sick Tommy on me again. That was mean.
I did. That was not my choice. He joined of his own
Good God.
willingness.
I want to know what Zach Zapone said.
Well, we didn't talk very long. I mean, maybe 15 minutes. And I told him my intention was simply a introduction, but the thought I had after that, he seemed pleasant. I invited him to look me up online, see what he thinks. I shared with him my grandiose goals of possibilities and helping to share visions for the future. I invited him to look me up online and to see what he thought from there. But
Did he have any suggestions for you?
well, initially, based on what I said, I don't know that he clearly understood, but initially he recommended returning to city council and presenting some ideas at the open forum, which I may do. I may return with, I mean, today some different ideas came up for me about that idea, so I may do that. And then from there, not much clearly. But again, it was originally we had a time scheduled. It turned out he wasn't there. He was no show, no call, and so his schedule got in the way. So he was fitting me in on his way to something else. It was very brief. But it brought up a lot of thoughts for me, right? One of my personal thoughts is, how do we explain ourselves, right? Because really that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm kind of trying to sell me so that he might be willing to have a follow-up conversation. How do you sell you? I don't know. There was something else, but what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm glad you took my advice and reached out to him. My thoughts are that actions speak louder than words, and you have opportunities galore in Spokane, Washington to make yourself shine. Do you know Rick Clark by chance?
I know of him. I've reached out to him a few times and I've tried catching him out and about, but no, I know of him.
Because he has ideas not much different than yours. And
Oh, he's
and
amazing.
he's been very successful. So I
Hmm.
think, I don't agree with your thought that you're going to reach your goals streaming on YouTube. I don't agree with that at all.
That's I never said that. I mean, this is a step. I agree with you, Margo. Yes, this is not the end all.
So I think if you want to take a next step locally, they say act globally or think globally, act locally, that
Mhm.
Rick Clark would be a good connection for you.
I agree completely. And I've reached out to him and people who I know may know him because, yeah, the guy he's doing amazing. Who this folks don't know him, but this guy's like a local, in my mind, he's one of the local heroes. He's involved with organizing and he's connected all around the city, very inspiring, very charitable. And yeah, so Margo, I agree. I don't know how to get anyone's attention. That's been my problem.
All right. Well, I mean, my advice is the same, and you've heard it before. I'm not going to tell you anymore what I think you should do because we'll end up arguing and that won't go anywhere.
No, blessings. I appreciate that. And sincerely, Margo, if you come up with any ideas, please let me know. Online or offline, whatever, or encourage whoever if you think it would be helpful to reach out.
So, as far as your living situation, are you going to try and remain in that house, or I mean, I know the rights with renters. I mean, I rented out one of my properties there, um, and I had renters that couldn't afford to remain, and they attempted to squat, and I was able to take legal action, and eventually they made the right decision and moved. Um, so I don't know if you're in communication with the people that own that home, and you're trying to work out a deal with them, being proactive about it, or you're just going to sit and wait. I don't know.
Well, I have no idea what their intentions are, and I honestly haven't explored my rights yet either. I know that I'm good for a couple more weeks. So until I hear from them or it gets closer, here our options are and choices our options are limited to our choices, or our choices are limited to our options. Those are limited by our ideas. This is why I'm confident something will happen. I mean, because in a single day, everything can change. And today, I I met someone new. It wasn't quite what I'd hoped. It wasn't quite the introduction and connection I'd hoped. But you know, every day opens up another.
So when I rented out my property there, they paid rent. I know that you made an agreement where you didn't have to pay rent. You were able to reside there for 1 year.
Hmm.
And then, so do they send you a bill and then you just not pay it and you continue to stay there? Or you literally are just waiting?
I have no idea. They sent a notice of. It looks like a legal notification that the lease is terminating, but it's the notice for the right to sell. So I know they talked about their option to sell. They said that I would have the option to purchase. I'd have the first right to purchase at the end of the lease. I'm not in a position to negotiate the purchase at this point, so I haven't really reached out for that.
So they
Didn't
haven't said
take.
like
Oh,
your
sorry.
rent will be 1,500 a month, which would be incredibly low. I know how big your house is. Okay, so another question. Why did you ever think about renting out the extra rooms in the house to supplement your financial situation and be able to stay there longer?
I did think about that. I did. I offered arrangements to people who I knew. I did not post an ad, but yeah, I thought about it. Every option, even getting a job, requires the cooperation with someone else. So, I've seen patterns of the lack of cooperation that people offered to me, which I think is hilarious because here's the deal, like it or not, I've had to accept my story for what it is. And the truth is, when I turned to God, started bringing God into my life, people stopped cooperating with me. They stopped trusting me. They stopped wanting me around. It's like, wow, this is incredible. I'm doing the best I can. I consider myself, I'm imperfect, but I am trying to become more holy, more kind, generous. I don't really understand some of the
Do you,
reactions people have offered.
okay, so you talk with a lot of people, you stream with a lot of people, and if people are not cooperating and you continue to see that pattern, do you ever ask yourself, am I doing whatever wrong, or
Of
changing paths?
course, Margo.
I'm just asking the questions. I'm not trying to be.
Okay, and I'm answering you. I'm
I-
answering you, of course. I have. And it still led me to where I am today.
So, I feel like she's asking you leading questions kind of for entertainment because, I mean,
No, that
why
is
don't we
not
just talk?
true, Mitch. Mitch,
All
I
right,
am not
fair enough.
asking for my entertainment. I'm asking because I'm curious. Jack knows me.
Okay, well, please
If I was
allow
here
me,
for if I was here
Margo.
for entertainment, I would
Yes.
be a
Well,
brat.
please, whoops, please allow Mitchell to.
And I absolutely will, but I don't want
Yeah,
someone
I'm
to
not
come
making
up
that
here
positive
and
claim. I don't.
accuse me of doing
Sure.
something I'm not.
It's not an
You're not-
accusation. I said I feel like my feelings are not your responsibility. It wasn't an accusation. It's just a feeling. Get over it.
Please, do you remember what you were saying, Mitchell?
I just felt like she was asking you leading questions for entertainment because if you really wanted to talk about solutions, we got way off track real quick.
Agreed. Thank you. Solutions. That is a valid point, Margo. I mean, if the purpose is just to complain for entertainment, then that's one thing. But and here, your questions, and honestly, Margo, yes, I have reflected about, am I right? Am I on the right path or am I wrong? I've questioned what am I doing wrong? I have done and grown in ways that I didn't know that I could. I've done things that I didn't think I ever would. But Margo, sincerely, we're sharing this life experience together.
And I was
And really,
sincerely asking those questions. I wanted to know if you
mhm.
questioned
O-
yourself.
okay,
You know,
so now that you know that
I
I have,
know. No, let me
and we're
finish my
here.
thought. Let me finish my thought.
Mhm.
I know how passionate you are about your beliefs. I know that. And
Okay,
I was just questioning if you had questioned your passions. That was my only intention. It wasn't for entertainment purposes. It was for my own understanding.
I appreciate that.
And
So then,
I don't appreciate Mitch saying get over it. I don't have to get over it, Mitch.
Well, please.
Or don't. I don't give a. Or don't. I'll
found
be
that
unfazed either
disrespectful.
way. I don't care if that's what you want to fucking beef about. You're a bitter, scorned old lady. So fucking too bad.
And now I'm back to help Margo against Mitch. Mitch,
Wow.
don't go anywhere. Don't
Hey,
go
come
anywhere,
on.
Mitch. I only walk in back truth. That's why you guys find me what you call backstabbing and side flipping. No, I'll help the person in the right in that moment. Jack, you're showing you've absolutely dropped the ball for a year on your house, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. You have to get a job, or you're gonna have to deal with it. You can't rent a room to people you know. You must put an ad, and you're gonna get ad response because people are looking for places to rent because no one
All
will
right,
sit
all
in your
right.
house.
So anyway.
Oh, may I get Mitch? I just want to show you what's going to happen if you interrupt this Mitch thing. Mitch, why do you think I don't get why these people accept you any more than Snafu around here? You're a fucking buffoon, and you have no idea what stance you're on. You're just I think we could go back to telepathic communication deeper than language if we just get rid of technology. Come to where you said you'd come. You're not going to stand around on these panels as long as you've left your threat on me standing. Margo, he is a fucking idiot. I can get how I could take Margo's line of questioning and tone it down, make it a little more acceptable for Jack to process. But Mitch, you have no business anywhere until we settle up, where I have the chance, just like your daddy. Me and you, me and Paul, you got no business continuing this looping bullshit till you square the fuck up like men. No guns, no
Okay.
cameras, just two fucking hands.
And
Square
Mitch,
the
why
fuck
am
up,
I bitter?
bitch.
What am I bitter about?
You are a little bitter, but it's not going to be unexcused. I know how Jack
Right.
is. I know how women like
What am
you
I
are.
bitter about?
You're just a Karen is all you are. But you're right. With your questioning, your line of questioning is correct. You're just
Why
a
am I a
fucking
Karen?
This is it. That sound, that shrill obliviousness to what we're talking about. You're a fucking Karen. Can you see how when you ask for the manager, everybody in the tables around you is kind of looking down like, Jesus, I was having a meal. I'm having a good meal right now. Mitch, you can leave, dude. I'm gonna break your fucking nose. I won't put you in the emergency room.
I want examples. I want to know examples of me being a Karen.
Oh, like receipts, ma'am? Did you bring the receipts for these products, ma'am? I'm sure I can assist you on this return, but did you bring the receipts with these products? Chat, do you see how I'll juggle all three of them except for Mitch because he's a little no-dick Pantene girl that needs to cam off and leave?
I
Or
don't
unless
even
you're
remember the
driving to my
last time that
address,
I returned.
Mitchell, unless you're on your way to my address right now, you might as well leave. There's nothing your little giggle laugh. Go watch me make
I
a fool
told
of
you
you and
I will not
OPW.
meet you on your private property where you can say you're
Because
scared for
it's
your
not my
life and
private property. It's not my private property,
Hi,
but you won't
Cynthia.
get shot,
Hi,
Mitch.
Margo. Hi, Mitchell.
You're the
Hi,
one that
Jack.
wanted to meet up on
Hi, Tommy.
Colfax, Mitch.
Mitchell, do you
Oh,
think I'm a
Cynthia, you
Karen?
don't want this,
How
girl.
is
You don't
Tommy?
want this,
How
Cynthia.
are you doing today?
Yeah, but
Did you
you're
think you were
likable.
going to
I
roll
like
up
you.
and do
I
the
have one more
HR
day of
oh, is
teaching, and then I'm on
HR here
spring
to
break for a
support the
week.
Karen? Is HR here to support the Karen
And
on this?
to nominate Mitchell as my attorney, if I were to ever have a court case, I want to put down my retainer.
I don't work
Mitch.
with snafus, with
Thank you.
Cynthia's. While you guys deny the realness of who these people are, I'm not going to sit up here and
I think
entertain them.
Tommy
And
sounds
Jack,
like
your
a
time
Karen.
is limited, dude.
I think Tommy kind of sounds like a Karen.
I could agree with that, Margo.
I agree. We've all got a little bit of all things within us. How much we share these different personalities, these different energies. That is the key in the question.
Indeed.
Hey, this title today and the whole idea, Cynthia, it's in line with what you were sharing too.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Too.
Oh, and I have that number for the 988 because I see a lot of people coming up and acting like it's you. It's you.
Yeah.
Like, how come Jack didn't do anything? Like, Jack, did you suddenly go to therapist school and I'm not aware of it?
Well, I carry responsibility for a lot of things, apparently.
Okay.
at least in the minds of some.
I mean, I'm up here joking about the 988, but that is very serious at 24 hours a day, 365 days a week. I said before, friends have called me, like y'all reached out to Jack, and I said, oh, this is way out of my league. And I just called them three-way and was able to continue on. So if you have questions or something, there are people you can talk to. There's no reason to dump it on to Jack or to anybody else who's not even capable of handling. Jack's not a therapist. Margo's not a therapist. Mitchell's not a therapist. I'm not a therapist.
Cynthia?
Oh wait, Margo is a therapist?
No. No, not anymore. I was a grief therapist prior to having children and becoming a behavior specialist, but that was a world ago. I do want to say that you might find yourself in a little trouble because you just announced on this stream that you had a three-way.
Well, Margo, we will talk about that on
another how things
stream.
come up, I mean, Jack was accused of liking incest, and now you're in three ways. So, but now I'm just being ridiculous. So I'm gonna bow out. Okay. Yes.
Whatever Jack and Tommy and I do behind closed doors is our business.
Love it. Okay. Well, love to you, Cynthia, and everybody else have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Blessings, Margo. Thank you for joining.
I just came up to run off Tommy. And plus it's fun. He's got an HR meeting that he has yet to show up for, Tommy. Don't think I'm not taking note of that. So, all right. I'll be back up if you need me. Just blink twice really fast, okay?
All right. Blessings, my friend. I appreciate you. Holy cows. Holy cows. These YouTube streets, man. This is a part of life that I did not know could be. I didn't think there was this in real life. And to be a part of this is like, holy cows, where did this come from? Sincerely, I don't know. And the saga continues. So
as long as you add me, Jack, you got to take responsibility, just like that little faggot boy sitting next to you. Now, Mitchell, tell me on your mother's fucking soul how you're a stand-up man as she suffers wherever she is.
Hey, can you chill with
He knows she's suffering. God bless that saint. She raised him and his siblings. She's suffering wherever she is right now, where he isn't. Tell me how you're a stand-up man in our situation, and don't lie, you little bitch. You're in Denver. Don't fucking lie.
Do you understand?
Yes, he does, because you were there, Jack. You were there on Machine Lives where this boy obviously has issues, and you still wanted to put it on me when I was trying to get him help. And now he wants to talk like I'll shoot him if he shows up here. No, I'll break your fucking nose for what you said, because you're not a stand-up man. You don't get to walk around on these channels going, ha, Paul bad, Tom bad, and then just fucking sit around and say your hippie bullshit. Mitchell, you're a fucking cunt. You're in Denver. Come see me.
Tom, can I ask you to
right now, Mitchell? Right fucking now. On your mother's fucking grave.
Tom, in public. I'm asking you to read the comment.
My place is in public, faggot. Come see me right now.
Tom, chill with the anger.
You can come see me too and beg for a fucking room, boomer. I'm sick of your shit, and you'll be good being homeless. It's what you need. You've sat here. Oh, you want to polyboy me. You want to polyboy me. That's what you look like.
Figure it out, motherfucker.
Doing fucking puppet hands on the street for change, Jack. You're fucking done.
Blowjobs?
I've listened to how you focused on your confusion, Jack. You've done absolutely nothing for a year, and you're about to be homeless. These people say you have a plan. I don't see a plan. You're not.
I'm tired of working with inferior slaves.
You gave him the keys back, didn't you? Like, you have to be honest, Jack. Are you going to admit to being that OTW with the shit?
Tommy's losing his mind for everyone to see.
No, this is all the show, Paul. This is all the show, and I'm glad you're here so Jack cannot back me up on you. That's why he came to do this in the first place. Are you protecting Mitchell from getting his nose broke like I got for you anytime you want it?
Great stuff, Tom. Great performance.
No, it's
Another
not
great
stuff.
WWE.
You're a fucking false witness.
Yeah, give him
You're
the round of applause
first.
there.
You're
Let's give him a
the
round of
first
applause. The
snafu.
LARPer online.
This community
Great
knows
stuff,
you as its
Tom.
first
Great
snafu.
stuff. You are a
Fuck
regular
you fat
WWE
fucking
character.
free state faggot. I'll fuck you up. That's your fucking Dr. Seuss. I'll fucking get on a fucking news station. They'll have me as a fucking headline, and I'll say it was all because of Paul Unslave. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to get sob sit in a courtroom like that?
Man, did
When
you
it's
just
just your
admit
fucking
you're willing to
father?
harm
Are you
yourself
ready
for
for
someone
that,
else
Paul?
because your daddy didn't love you? You're going to harm yourself for someone else? Man, this is an
fucking
unrequited
loved
love
me
story
like
for
a
the
son,
ages.
and I don't have to get on here and deny
I love
his
you,
book
Tom.
sales.
You don't
I
love
don't have
yourself
to
in your
cry
life,
about
but I
my
love
dead
you.
fucking mommy. You ain't got
Oh,
shit, boy.
Tom,
And this
it's
whole
okay,
community
Tom.
sees you hiding.
It's okay,
They see you
Tom. We
hiding your
love you. We're
address
here for
and
you,
saying, "Come
Tom.
find me, motherfuckers."
Compose
When
yourself,
my
Tom.
address is out there, baby,
Man, we may
and
want to get a
nobody
wellness
shows
check
the
on this
fuck
guy.
up.
He seems
Are
really
you
fucked up and
talking when
disturbed.
I'm talking?
I'm thinking that might be the best thing for.
No, you should bring him back in, Jack, so he can get it all out because he keeps following everyone, screaming and yelling. He needs to get it all out on the table and really express himself. He's got a lot of pain, a lot of jealousy, envy, anger. It's been building up over a year and a half. Things haven't gone as he expected. And, you know, he's been hating on me and trying to malign me. So this is the wages of living in hate. I've tried to tell him it's not for his sky daddy. It's for his ego and pride. Does it work?
The thing is I feel for him. He's obviously upset, but it's not related to here and now. You're right, Paul. It's been building, and well, I've been upset too, and I don't like being upset. So I kind of feel for Tom. Your timing couldn't have been better, though, Paul. That was just like perfectly aligned again.
Well, that's the thing. I showed the people over there I was broadcasting. I put in the search box how to be sober in quotes, of course, and celibate, unquote. And then this is where I got to.
Brought you here.
Yeah, I figured I'd contribute.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I know a lot about that. Well, half of that.
I wanted to come by and just offer, positivity to all you three from the start. I mean that. Why?
Who's the ones making themselves look retarded? Jack didn't give me any keys. You're now lying again and projecting again in your dysfunction. You're the idiot. You're looking like a fool. You're looking like a mental patient, among others here, I guess.
Yep. We're all gonna be okay, man.
How much longer? Like the inferior slave one. I didn't know you had that. You took inferior slave with you. I support that.
Who? What?
The little clip of me saying something about you inferior slave. I came in on that. I didn't know you took that with you.
Yeah, man.
I'm tired of working with inferior slaves. I really am a dick, huh? I'm quite the character.
Here, there's not a lot more, but
I do care. I do love these people. That is true. I mean, imagine loving these people for so long, and this is what you get over and over again. There are moments of candor. I'm tired of working and living with inferior slaves.
Paul, imagine loving these people.
I'm going to go volunteer my time and talents to those who want to reduce the population.
I think that was from you.
Right. No, that's you. But then you can say that's you. Like we should do that's you, but then it never stops. We get in a that's you loop.
Oh man, I know. Life is peculiar. Hey, we're in a good place of peace, and energy can stay at peace. I'm confident.
Yeah, it's gonna stay at peace, Jack. But I just want to say, like, Bronze Boy is such a bitch and such a hypocrite. He was just talking bad about you. He was just talking bad about you on
Is it
Paul's show.
possible you're the bitch who keeps watching my
you're the
channel
bitch, Paul.
constantly and
Yeah, you're
reporting
the
every
bitch.
little
Go have
thing
some
to Jack
fucking
and your
orgies.
feelers?
Go have some fucking orgies with your
This
fucking
is
mental
crazy.
Bronze Boy, stop talking about Jack.
you jock.
On Paul's
Crazy.
show, you fucking bitch.
Everybody's
Bye.
a bitch. Jock.
Hey, Jack, I gotta be honest with you, man. I apologize because apparently, not only did I potentially say whatever Tarek said, although I will say I did not say it with the exact amount of emphasis that he brought it with, because it seemed like it was very meaningful to him.
Hey, can we just line the demons up and bring them up one at a time and let them just freak out and growl and scream and show who and what they really are and what's motivating them day after day for months against me? This is like a interesting simulation.
Yeah,
Go
you're
ahead,
just
demon.
giving them
Growl,
the
scream, and
motivation.
yell, and
By
act
the
like
way,
a
let me
mental
just
patient.
remind-
Show all the jealous,
Okay, just talk over
envious
it. Don't
nature
bring
and
me up
energy you have.
until it's my time to talk. If you bring me up, make it when it's my turn to talk instead of bringing me into talking me over. I'll do calm all day and wreck your lying, narcissistic
That's
ass.
called bipolar, Tom. It's not calm.
No.
Let's
Stop
remember
doing
that we were all
nothing.
good.
Jealous,
Lose
envious
Adam
energy right
Lanza.
below the
He's the
train. There
biggest
it is.
troll up
We were
here.
all
Bring
good
it
until
out of you,
Tarek
demon.
broke the rule of being nice.
Shut
As he was brought up, he was
Brown
told
Boy
be
out of
nice,
here.
and he
He's
went
talking
freaked
over
out.
everyone
Insane
like he's
lies,
doing over a
fucking
Myra.
mother.
He's
Like you're
the
just
latest
a
person who's too
troll,
comfortable
Adam.
and needs to be
This
seen
isn't
and
a
heard.
time for you, Adam Lanza. Fuck off.
Tom, pause for just a moment.
No,
please.
you pause. I'm calm. That was a
Please.
game. I
I'm
let you
calm.
guys
That was a
take me
game.
so
Every
serious.
time he
Do
freaks
you know
out,
what kind
screams
of
and yells, and
athletic
indicts
level?
himself, it's a
Shut
bit.
Yeah,
the
that was
fuck
just
up,
a game
fat
for
boy.
Tarek too.
Look, and now they're both talking. You're gonna tell me it's me, Jack, when we all know that's you.
Tom, if you give me
You're
just
all
a moment,
worthless.
Tom,
Peace
give
is
me
available.
just a moment. I'll turn it over to you. Okay, please.
Then don't bring. We'll tell your daddy with the keys that you don't possess the ability to do all the clips and change my name.
I
And
don't
you're
have
not
the
a name
keys.
changer.
I
You're
don't
not
have
a
the
name
keys,
changer,
mental
Jack.
patient.
So
I
you're
don't
a
have the keys,
liar.
mental
You're both
patient. I don't have
liars.
the keys, mental
I know you're
patient.
both
I don't have the
liars.
keys, mental patient.
Tom,
Mental
I did
patient.
that.
But buzzword.
Tom,
Stock crypt.
Tom, I did what you are accusing
Fuck
Paul
you.
of doing.
Fuck you,
we
you
are not
homeless
lying.
fucker.
We are not.
Oh,
You
there's the
ain't
loving
shit.
Tom. There's the loving
So
sky
here,
daddy.
None of
worshiping
you
Tom.
are shit. None
Let
of
me
you are shit.
tell you
Now
what.
deal with it.
Go
You
ahead.
want to
That's
have a
you.
back and forth,
That's
lose
you.
4 people. If you want to have a back and forth,
That's
lose
you.
4 people.
4. Which 4?
Whatever
He
2 you
can't
want
count
up
at this
here,
hour of the night.
provided they can have a back and forth.
Who do you want to talk to?
Oh, well, on my show, Paul himself. I don't need him till my show.
Nobody watches that. I don't know. We don't know what you're talking about. Nobody's there. Nobody watches it.
Shut him up, Jack.
Nobody's there and nobody watches it. How would we know about your
He
horrible
wants-
show?
Who cares what he wants, to be honest?
Here, what I was trying to offer, following up what Tarek brought up,
Brought up or cried about horrendously immediately. Sorry, I'm done.
Constantly, by the way, for months.
So take whatever narrative you must in order for you to accept it so I can continue and get to my point.
I understand, man, but there's no narrative. Okay, you want to talk? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. I know he was probably speaking the truth. I know you probably were over there backbiting, talking shit about me. And then you want to come over here like everything, put on this little smiley face.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to observe the truth together, or do you want to fucking follow you around and cry?
What is the truth? Hey, what is the truth about what I am addressing and Tarek said?
You tell me. You're addressing it.
Yep. Goodbye. You're a clown. You have no accountability, no honor to you. I mean, I know, Paul. I know what you came over with Paul. Obviously, you were talking shit about me. Paul at least has the balls to say, yeah, dude, I was talking shit about you.
Absolutely.
And the thing is Paul and I have enough, I believe we've each earned enough respect with each other for us to tolerate a little bit more. Browns boy, I don't respect you for shit, dude. Not at all. Not from what you've shown me. So there's my answer to you. If you want to talk, maybe another day. You don't know what talking about. You don't. My signal froze there for a bit. You guys are there?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I disappeared there. We've got.
Hi guys. Again, I thought I saw you blink twice, so I'm here.
I didn't. I actually did not.
I'm just gonna hang out just in case. And besides, Brown Boy is a piece of shit, so he could eat shit and kick rocks.
So
Cynthia
Tarek,
heard the makings of some drama. She figured she'd show up to slurp
No,
up
because
the.
he was talking crap.
crumbs.
He was, and I can say it in a more calmer way than Tarek was. He over there and said that he doesn't like
Welcome to
fake
the
people,
days of
whether
our
it be for
lives.
ignorance, whether it be for ignorance or deviance. He doesn't like fake people. And then for him to come over here and be fake is irony at its best.
hey Tarek, I
It's in-
had the balls to bash Jack on his own show, and I never get credit from you. What the hell, Tarek? Come on.
That is true. I went ahead and kicked Brown's boy because I put him to the back, and then he wants to continue to be disrespectful. And
Yeah, whip that slave into shape, Jack.
Yeah, see, he could do it, but when he gets up here, he's all like, "Oh, hey, I mean, I said stuff calmer." Like he's just a flawed individual, like so many that hang around you, Paul. I wonder why they do that to you.
Again, you're doing it.
I'm not hanging. I'm asking. So many flawed
You
people
said
hang
you were
around
leaving.
you.
You came back up with the makings of drama, and you're trying to
Yeah,
hyper focus it on me and people around me. It's the
I didn't
same old
focus on
gambit with
you.
you.
I
It's
asked a
old.
question.
It's old and boring, and you're using
If you don't
Jack
want
and his
to answer the
platform like
questions, that's
everyone
all you
around
have to
him.
say. I don't feel comfortable answering these
You're
questions.
doing this every
Don't
time
mean
till I
that.
leave or till I get thrown out.
Hold
It's
on,
the same
hold on.
shit every
Right,
time. You're manipulating Jack
So,
indirectly.
Paul, so please, you can overcome the engagement
I
as
don't
well.
want to answer to her. I don't answer to her. She's not discerning to me. I don't have any reason to believe she has any credibility or ascertaining the facts or reality. I don't answer to her. Why am I here talking with you that transferred to answering to her? Is she your legal counsel or representative?
Well, tell you what, if you guys don't chill, I'm gonna continue without both of you. I mean, sincerely.
I'm totally okay with that. If you want to let her manipulate you indirectly to blow the bomb up and get me out of the room, she's happy with that, even if she has to go too.
Sorry for
Holy
interrupting.
fuck, you could say a
presented
lot
your
in such a
narrative.
little time.
And still, no matter how quick I say it, they still interrupt me and talk over me. So it's passive aggressive power game. See, she's doing it now. I only need 5 seconds to lay out 3 fucking sentences, and still not enough time.
Well, but then
This is
practice.
practice.
Yeah,
He
sit in the mirror and
practices like
practice
we were
arguing with
talking
loser
earlier.
failures.
He
Well,
practices.
You can. Everyone is practicing, and we can grow in our self-restraint. Okay. I mean,
Absolutely. Encourage Cynthia to restrain herself for 6 months straight about making up narratives about me. I
I've been
appreciate
trying to say one fucking point.
Man.
Paul, you got triggered because Cynthia pointed out the truth.
Oh, we're about okay. See, we're
All of a
circling
sudden,
back
you
again.
trigger and
You
you
can't
deflect
share
and you
time,
change
energy,
the
attention, and
subject.
space without it becoming a persecute Paulie session. Who's
Well,
the
Paul,
dysfunctional ones?
Hey, Paul, recognize the pattern.
It's recognized. It's been recognized. It's not a problem for me. It's a problem for you.
And you brought the problem with Brown's
No,
boy.
I showed up
You
as me, and we
brought
had
the
no problem till a fat slave made a problem, and you just.
You're in denial. You're in denial, and you have you demonstrate no willingness for resolve, Paul. Unless someone wants to speak up on behalf of him and or Brown's boy, I'm going to continue the stream without both of them.
I think that's kind of cold, though. I don't know if you're punishing him or for Brown's boy, and I don't think you should punish him for somebody else. That's not his fault.
His denial is his fault. He doesn't even acknowledge the fact that what I said was true. Cynthia pointed out facts. Paul got all triggered, deflects the conversation, manipulates and overpowers and turns it into the attack. Why? Because he was offended by what is true. Paul, and here's another thing. So many people, I mean, I understand making excuses for people you care about. I do. I understand that. You know, we don't want the people we admire, the people we care about. We don't want them to be hurt. But you know what? Paulie's a big boy. He better start recognizing the way he influences others. It's not healthy. It's not healthy to create a space where anyone can come in and say anything about anyone they want, which is what Paul has done directly related to me. So when Cynthia pointed out that Brown's boy, well, first Tarek pointed out that Brown's boy sitting here pretending like he's supportive of this. Moose, why should I not hold Paul accountable for his denial, his interruptions, and him enabling people like Brown's boy over here? Any ideas?
No, I can't think of anything.
I know.
Sorry.
Well, this is the thing. At some point, Paul, you will have to grow up and accept responsibility for how you treat other people. And, well, you'll find the line between.
But what about freedom? What about dangerous freedom? Because that's what dangerous freedom brings, is people like Paul. So like if your panel is full of dangerous freedom or it's not. It can be peaceful slavery if you want it to be, or it can be dangerous freedom.
Well, those aren't the only two choices. See?
Sorry, well, I'm just giving examples. Sorry.
What are
Right.
the other choices? I kind of like dangerous freedom. What other choices do we have to pick from?
Well, I try to have orderly chaos. We can have fun. You know, the chaos is actually, that's what Paul does. He brings, I don't know. We can have fun. I don't expect people to walk on eggshells. I don't expect people just to blindly agree with me. Not at all. But I do I do have the expectation that we can have conversations with each other, right? Considering what each other say, breaking the patterns of argument.
There's some guy in the back chat, and he's like damn near wrote a book already, trying to talk to you.
Yeah, I find taking turns to be much more productive than trying to run on your sentence for 2 minutes straight. So that's just me. But a lot of people think I'm stupid, so don't listen to me.
I'm going to take a chance. Thank you for pointing that out, Moose. And
Hank, you shouldn't be talking down to yourself. You shouldn't do that. It's not right.
This life we are living, guys, sincerely, there are so many opportunities available for us. We learn how to simply communicate and cooperate. Welcome back, Tarek.
Jack, I'm very calm and relaxed. I didn't mean to get mad, but Paul sometimes just has to react when he reacts sometimes and try to over.
Tarek, are you fired up again today, brother?
No, I'm not fired up at all. Most, I'm being very nice, but you didn't watch the whole show. Not only Brown's boy was talking bad about Jack, I was actually being nice. I didn't tell you what he said. I didn't tell you all the stuff he said. Paul allowed it, and not just him, many other people were interacting and talking bad about Jack. What kind of man, like Jack said today, that has an effect on a lot of people because he is a very good talker and he's bright and he does talk about the truth a lot and he does make sense about the truth, so they will follow him, would allow that on his broadcast and come to Jack's show and act like they're all peaceful. This is some bullshit. That's why I told you I'll stand up against Paul. Whoever, that bullshit, can kick it back to your house, Paul.
I appreciate you standing up for what you saw, Tarek.
Yeah.
I've been choosing, I guess here's a risk I've been taking, admittedly. It's exactly what the people in government do. Plausible deniability, right? So I guess I told myself, if I don't pay attention to Paul's stream and OTW and these others, if I don't actually hear all the backbiting, then when people show up at my stream, I've got a better chance of not reacting. So I've been choosing to ignore a lot of things. Personally, I think that's part of our path of maturity and development, right? That's how we overcome our childish patterns, right?
Yep.
So someone's saying in the chat, as they shit on Paul, look at Hank smile. So what does that mean, Hank? Were you talking shit about Jack too?
Of course he was.
Yes, he was.
I was literally here, reading Officer Snaps' stupid script, then making commentary about Officer Snaps' behavior while I wouldn't be interrupted by Officer Snaps, and he just mad that he doesn't get his way.
Yeah.
Even when I do
thing,
exactly
what
he tells me to do, he doesn't get his way, and he's mad about it.
Please,
okay, Hank, here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing, Hank. Everybody knows. Cynthia knows. Jack knows. Mitch knows. Everybody knows on this panel. None of us hate Paul. So people in the chat keep saying we're bashing Paul or hating on Paul. That is not true. I still think Paul is very effective in his speech.
Paul?
Because in the chat they said something about shitting on Paul. Nobody's shitting on Paul. But when he does, he is out of line.
Nobody's talking about
when he's out of line, you're gonna say something. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I yield. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
It seems to be like it's not like AA or anything. It's like a Paul support group.
No.
Like, I'm walking into the room and I'm like, man, let's have a Jack Talcott hour.
Right. Well, that's just it. Don't even pretend that narrative is accurate, because this most certainly has not been unslaved.
A subsidiary.
No.
Right. You're your own. You have your own kingdom. I get it.
Well, I know it has been. I know there have been. I'm friendly. I'm like a safe space, somewhat, right? And I recognize that. Other people recognize that. But I've seen it before. People do join here and then want to attack Paul, even especially when he's here. That's what it seems to be. But no, that's bullshit. I'm not.
Yeah, Jack, you're right. I speak for myself. I'm never here to attack Paul. If he's here sometimes, if he's here sometimes, let me just say, if he's here sometimes, the reason why I don't go to his channel, because he said he doesn't want me on his channel, so I respect that. I would never go on his channel or OTW. I'm here in peace if there's something's been said.
I think since he's in the back and Tarek's talking about him, I think you should bring him back up so Tarek.
Yeah, I think it'd be fair if you're going to talk about him for so long. Let him at least defend himself.
There's nothing to defend. Paul can anytime come back and talk. I have no problem with Paul. But if I see something,
I'm just saying you're just prattling on about him. Why don't you support bringing him up so you can talk to him directly?
Well, you guys are attacking a little bit Jack, saying that he doesn't, do things a certain way, and you guys are kind of like confusing it.
You guys need a one-on-one.
Can you let him finish? And do you think that Paul's capable of having real conversation, like him speaking and then letting other people speak? Do we agree on this panel that can happen?
Yes.
Does anybody think that?
Well, I'm curious.
agree
Yeah,
with Cynthia.
definitely those advocating for the return of Paul, Toilet Bowl Earth, Moose. You think Paul is capable or willing to cooperate with an actual conversation?
Yeah, I think if you guys
The
just
other day, he
give
was
each other
silent for most of
room
the
to
stream.
talk
Sorry.
and room to listen, I think
You-
something good can happen there.
Do you
TDE, if
really?
he starts
You
over
think that
talking, if he starts over talking and Jack drops Paul, should he drop you too? Because you're
Yeah, I mean,
co-signing for
Cynthia,
Paul?
you have a knack for talking over
Oh,
Yeah,
people.
that's
actually,
fair.
you know
Oh,
You
what?
can
okay.
throw
That was
me
it.
out too.
So just dodge the question if you
Hey,
can't answer
I'll
it.
go down for it. I'm not even his homie or anything. I'll go down for it though.
yeah, but see, I'd almost rather throw you anyway, Moose.
That's fucked
Yeah, I
up.
feel like there's tactics now.
That's
You know, we're
ridiculous.
not all stupid here, most. I believe none of us are. So these tactics don't work on none of us. We all see through you and through everybody else. So if you want to go down with them, just go down and get out now. I agree with Jack.
Well,
What are you
here's the
talking
thing.
about, Tarek? All I was saying was it's freedom.
There
Yeah,
you
but
go.
you're kind of making it like we don't want to talk to Paul. We don't give him the chance to talk. He's the one that's over talking on everybody every time.
Weren't you just talking about him? Sorry.
Here we go again with the deflection. I'll yield, Jack. I don't want to
Well,
talk to this guy.
Yeah. Hey, Tarek, Paul is back, but I'm not going to tolerate a bunch of looping arguments and combative nonsense.
I agree with you. I'm very respectful now.
However, if Paul wants to rebut some of the recent comments, I think that is appropriate. But I prefer we could move on, find better ways. I mean, sincerely, we are all sharing this life together here at this time on Earth. There's
Jack,
some
Tarek's
crazy
got a
shit going on.
psychological disorder. Like
So
he
do
came
you.
here to talk about Paul.
You keep
Like,
interrupting. It's like people talk, and then that's the time for Moose to talk. Maybe you've got a signal lag or something, but I'm going to move past your comment, Moose. Okay? Because again, gossiping and complaining doesn't fix anything. Which is where I was at. Sorry, it took me a moment. We're all living this life together. There is some crazy shit happening in this world. Some truly immoral things are afoot. Well, we're getting upset at each other for laughing at the wrong time, or for showing the wrong body language response, or because we think a thought of each other. Guys, there's greater enemies than anyone we're meeting here. Okay? I actually think we're missing a lot of opportunities so far. We can change everything in a day. Any day, we can choose to say, you know what? I'm done with the way it was. It's time for different. And then we figure out what different is.
Okay, let's start deliberating what difference it is then.
I got a good one for you, Jack, honestly. You have a cell phone and do you have like a GoPro or anything like that?
I have a cell phone.
Well, all you gotta do is find a way to have that cell phone on you, and then you just go do shit, like go on a canoe, you know what I mean? And just use it for cut footage, or just be like, look what I did, 1, 2, 3, 4, give me, a little, maybe there's some ducks there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
for what purpose? What would be the benefit?
to
What am I?
just to show that you're just to show like you're having fun or something, like
to show you're kind and you're in tune with nature, and
or I don't know. I've been
it's a
thinking about it
nice
for
little clip.
myself, man.
I see
So
what he's
your
saying.
advice is for the life coach, just so I get this straight, to go manufacture environments and scenarios so you can get validation from the audience watching. That sounds great for actualization and realization.
No, I mean, like,
go jump through hoops. Get someone's approval.
Yeah, Jack, go film yourself walking around town doing shit you don't normally do, so you can show everyone how you're something you're not. Great.
Exactly. That's the advice. Great advice, guys.
Can I tell you? I think he's
Wasn't my
hating the
advice. I
advice
was just
so that you actually
explaining it.
don't listen to him. So you actually do
Maybe you
what
just
I
leave the
said.
life coaching to Jack, fuck slave.
Sorry, I apologize. Thank you for
Pretty
having
sure
me
the
up.
fucking thumbnail says life coaches are here to tell you shit you don't want to hear. So I'm co-life coaching with Jack right now, telling you to shut up. Sounds ridiculous.
Thank you for having me up. Hey, Jack. Thank you for respecting what I said about like, hey, yo, I'll be chill. You know what I mean? And you let me back up. Hopefully I fulfill what you thought. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Browns boy, for unblocking me.
And I just
don't
want to be
think I
clear,
did
while I
that. I
get
think it's
beaten
just
and
this
whipped and
chat.
thrown in the back, I've never stopped you from beating and whipping my flying monkeys, as you call them. So, that's just a testament to my beneficent and equanimous. Excuse me. It's been a long day. You get what I'm saying. You understand. I'm riding horses, right? I have an equine fetish, is what I meant to say.
I understand. Thank you, Paul.
Equestrian, excuse me.
Tarek, are you back in love with Paul?
He will be.
Dude, stop saying that. I don't hate Paul. I just disagree with him sometimes.
Right.
What
It's
the
like all the
fuck?
broken bitches in my life. They love this dick, but they hate what I say and do. I get it.
Well,
Oh,
many people are quick to throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to say. When we find a disappointment or things aren't quite what we thought, we're ready to throw people away. I think that's a shame. I
know. They've been doing it to me all my life.
I bet. I've seen that, Paul. I'm sure people have pushed you away, or you've pushed people away, whatever it's been.
Well, what do you think started first, Jack? I mean, let's be real about it. At the risk of now playing the victim along with you here, who do you think pushed me away before I started pushing people away? And for what reasons do you think that happened from one side and then from the other?
Do you feel like you push people away, Paul?
Absolutely. The right kind of people. I keep them just close enough to love them and far enough away for them to be a liability for me beyond themselves.
Yeah, keep your enemies closer.
It's actually, isn't it keep your friends close? I mean, keep your enemies close and your friends closer?
No, you keep your enemies close. You keep track of them.
But Cynthia, Paul is very calculated. Don't think he's not. He's not stupid. He's very bright and calculated.
You understand that being bright and brilliant, it doesn't necessarily go synonymous with calculated. I'm far from a calculated person, if you haven't noticed.
No,
I pretty much do everything, including my broadcasts on the fly. I took 2 tabs of acid, stayed up for 30 hours, and did a stage show presentation, and had no idea what I was going to say. I'm far from a calculated person.
No, that's your intuition. I give you that. That has nothing to do with your
Thank you for
intelligence.
giving me what I
Thank
you. Thank you for giving me what I already am.
No,
I never said.
If only you could take it away the same way you gave it to me, you'd be happy, I'm sure.
No. Did I ever say anything about you not being bright or not intelligent or not being
No, you just don't. You don't have a grasp of the English language, and you regularly say things that make no sense or are not applicable.
No, that's not true. You're flipping the
That is
language
true.
right now.
I'm not a calculated person. I'm exactly
well.
the opposite of a calculated person. This is why we can never get any conversation done, because these people can't even speak and understand the English language.
I know. Please.
Okay, I'll let you finish now. I'll comment.
What do I say now?
Take
Here
a
we
breath.
Go ahead. I know what you're doing, Paul. Ain't gonna work.
This is why your name
Paul,
is
let me tell you
Tardak.
when-
This is why your name is
Okay, no problem.
Tardak.
Okay, Tardak.
Because even when
Just let me know
confronted
when
with
you're
the
done so I can
obvious
speak.
conclusion that I'm the opposite of calculated, you just won't shut up and accept. You sound like a fucking
No.
moron.
You're calculated. I'm gonna show you why you're calculated. So when you're
Go
done, let
ahead,
me
show
speak.
us all on your channel. There's only 12 of them in existence right now,
No,
showing
there's no
everyone how
channel.
bad
There's
I
no
am and how
channel.
much
Don't
I
start
lie.
that bullshit. All right, you said what you have
Why
to say.
does
Now
this
let me
become the
speak.
Tarek
Okay?
and Tommy and Cynthia show and everyone else who's here with
That has nothing
grievance
to
with
do
me?
with it. You're not letting nobody speak.
Does it bother you to be described as calculating, Paul?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm curious as to why.
Yeah,
Because
why, ask him why it bothers him.
Oh my
Derek,
God.
let him finish,
The Tarek
please,
is
Derek.
hollering again, so I have to elevate my tonality.
Tarek, please. Yes. Tarek,
I
please.
apologize, Jack. God.
Jack. I'm very healthy, smart man. I family man too.
There
I
we
work
go.
70 hours a
This
week,
is what you
man.
get from
12
God of
hours.
all hypocrites.
Pop me up.
Go ahead. Go ahead, cult member.
Can someone
Go ahead.
please get Arnold Schwarzenegger's retarded nephew out of the paint, please?
No problem. You're funny, Paul. Could you move on? We don't want to talk
You're
about
funny
your
when you
sex
don't
life.
try to be, because you're a
Jared,
fucking
mute the
clown.
fucking mic for a second, doggy.
Shove the mic up
Jesus.
your ass and try to find the male G spot. Stop complaining about me.
Here we go. See, you can never have a conversation with Paul. Paul, go ahead and
I'm
speak so
not
we can get
here
through
to have a
this.
fucking roundabout conversation with every emotional tard that has grievance.
Here, hold on, please. Just a break, because Tarek, you're not really even allowing a conversation, and Paul, I don't even remember where the question was. Oh, there was a disagreement.
I know. I yield, Jack.
You asked me why I took. You asked me. Now another tard's going to start hollering.
Please, Paul.
You asked me why I saw being calculated after smoking 10 blunts today. I have a better short-term memory than the rest of the tards here. You asked me why I thought being calculated was an offensive term, because it's a lack of authenticity in the present moment. I don't go into the present moment and every present moment calculating. That would be a detriment to me and what I stand for. Not only on the field, but off the field. The greatest warrior is not calculating.
And
Okay.
yet,
Then they are.
there's Paul. There's always another way. So I'm curious where the calculating might be truthful. Did you see something different? Because I agree with Paul. I understand that. I don't. He's very present. However, Paul,
If you mean that I can make a whole bunch of calculations almost instantly while it takes you folks years to catch up, absolutely. I may as well be a supercomputer compared to the rest of the slaves here.
I agree.
That's not calculating. That's calculable.
Wow.
No. I'll explain to you when I get a chance to speak. You, in the present moment, are not calculated. Yes, you're very intuitive.
We have a triple tard flag on the play.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Tarek, you said you were going to let Paul. You said you were going to let Paul have it. You said that you were going to yield, and Paul and Jack were having a conversation, and Jack was trying to get to the bottom of why Paul.
All right, go ahead. I yield.
Okay.
I thought I could interject. I'm
Put
sorry.
yourself on mute if it helps you. If it helps you. Sorry, Jack. Go ahead. Paul, do you feel like you said earlier you push people away? Do you feel like there's people you tend to draw to you? Hank has talked about the push pull he has. Do you feel you have that same thing? And do you know the people you pull towards you?
Absolutely. Folks who work at DARPA, professional football players, folks who host successful broadcasts, who are active on the ground when it comes to civil rights and activism. Very successful, powerful, inspiring, co-creative people in their own right. And then there's the rest of the tards who I attract.
Okay.
Might be an aspect of self, right? I have a history of retardation. I don't know if it runs in the family or if it's just something I've specialized in. They may be attracted to that residual aspect of self, or dormant aspect of self, or maybe even active aspect of self. Maybe I'm not aware of my own retardation. That's a common theme that goes on here, so I may be subject to it.
A lot of word salad there, but okay.
It wasn't word salad. I talk fast and you listen slow.
No, I'm trying to listen to all the BS and decipher through it.
Again, you just presume that I'm bullshitting. So why ask a question to someone you presume is going to bullshit?
Oh,
because I'm always hoping
Because you're disingenuous and you're power hungry and you want to spin the narrative. Okay,
How
this
am
has
I
been a
power
great
hungry?
interaction.
So asking a question is being power hungry?
What did I just say that was bullshit? Precisely, exactly. You don't even know. The silence is deafening. So you already made up your mind, and that's why you're a fake ass bitch. The same thing you call Brown's boy. You have to know and be it to see it.
Yeah, to be fair, I reached the same conclusion Paul did. So
right, the majority of the audience has.
Congratulations. I'm not sure what is
going on here, Talcott.
Jack, he just said a lot of lies right there. Can I interject real quick?
Absolutely.
No, hold on.
If
Hold on
Jack
for a
wishes,
All
second.
right.
of
So you
course.
said you
Point out
attract
the
a
lies.
lot of intelligent people besides Steve Martin, right? Who's your intelligent people on your team? You got Gay Christos, Gray Hank, you got
I
Gay
don't need a team. That's a
Panel.
panel
Who
that's an
else
open
is
panel.
by
That's
you
are you part of
that
Jack's
is
team right
smart?
now? Is Cynthia part of Jack's
Nobody.
team right now? Or do we open a panel
No.
and whoever comes through we
You
speak
said
with?
yourself you
You
attract a lot of
can't say
smart
that,
people. I want
Jared.
to see
You
these
can't
people.
say that. You
Where's the
can't say
team
that because
exactly?
you
Do you
just
think
let.
these people work with me behind the scenes? Do you think that I need anything
And I
from
just
them?
said
Do
they
you think
work
that I
with
build
you.
with them or live with them? Where's the team? You're looking for a
Tarek's
team
got
online
some kind
because
of
you have no one in
sexual
your
need
life.
that's not
That's a
being
common
filled.
theme
I have a
here.
lot of people in my life. I choose to be myself.
No,
So
you
calm
chase.
down
You're
there.
also the king of the Freudian slip, just like you thanked someone before for letting you lie. Go clip that out. Thank you for letting me lie.
Okay, go ahead. Whatever.
You're such a fucking moron. You
Who
regularly do
is
Freudian slips,
forget
revealing
the
what you
team?
are.
See, he's
Yeah,
always
you
gonna
chase
twist
a
words.
team.
That's
You
the
don't
problem with
have
Paul.
one.
All right, I'm gonna yield to Jack. He's always gonna
That's a
twist
common
words.
theme here. Cynthia's a team chaser. Jack's a team chaser, and
Oh
so are
my
you.
gosh!
What are
Why?
the
What is?
coincidences?
Yeah.
I'm so
Hey,
confused.
and Paul, right. What? Yeah, you know what? Here, chill out. You seem to be kind of opposing teams. You bring. I tuned you and Tarek out for a little bit. I don't think anything is resolved or was even going to be resolved, but I heard you bringing up disparaging. It sounded like disparagingly that me and other Cynthia and others are team chasers, is what you called it.
Absolutely. You've proven
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Is that good, bad? What does that mean?
Or I'd say it's like the same thing on the street as like a bunch of dick rider team switchers, right? You
Is
just
that
run
what
around
it is?
town looking for people who are influencers who have numbers and subscribers, and you try to grift them and shift them over to your purposes and platforms. And you only work together with each other because consciously or subconsciously you have the same goal and ends, and you find yourself in the same positions.
Fascinating.
You even admitted, I don't need you anymore, Paul. I got Antoine. He has more money. He has more worldly power, more network connections. I don't need you anymore. You admitted it. You act like we don't have that on record. You
Hey,
guys are a
fine.
bunch of bag
So
chasing,
what?
team
Paul,
chasing, team
what are you-
hopper,
hey,
dick
Paul.
riders.
Oh, is okay, and
And
that's
you'll gang up
conclusion.
against
That's
anybody
the
once you can't
totality.
use them for your own
Do you have
purposes.
time for? Is this a conversation? The
I
fuck
know.
are you
Like,
doing?
is there a
Dude?
time limit
Chill
for me to
out.
finish? Is there a time limit?
Where is your point? What are you going to finish?
I just made the point. You asked me a question. I made the point with your words and everything you and them have shown.
All right.
She was over with Trigger Man before she ran over to me. Now she's
So
run over to you.
Matt,
She's
whoa,
a host hopper.
I thought you were done.
No, you're gaslighting and manipulating and obfuscating.
See how you're projecting?
And now you're duping Delight because you think some tard out there listened to you and believed what you were doing and saying. But you're going to be homeless soon. So it's not going to change a fucking thing about the outcome.
Paul, learn to yield yourself. You know how. I don't know why you forget so often with me, or why you feel it's so unhelpful. I mean, seriously, dude, check in with yourself.
You want to just address anything I just said, or you want to keep focusing on my tone and rapidity of speech?
Shut the fuck up. You brought up so much stuff there, dude. This is what you do. You throw a whole bunch of bullshit at the wall to take over. It's an art of confusion.
Well, take
Paul.
it slow. Did you, Cynthia, and the other cretins go to every host of a panel or a chat? Oh, we're interrupting again. I must have been going too long and too fast. My tone must have not been good enough.
Well, you're just being a real douchebag. You're not really.
Because I'm holding you accountable, and you don't like
I was
that.
actually
Giggle, giggle,
interrupting because
giggle,
I don't.
giggle. I'm the douchebag.
Hey, Paul. Yes, I interrupted because I don't need you to continue. You're repeating yourself. I know
And
you
you
love
also won't
repeating.
explain yourself because you're not
And you're
accountable.
interrupting me again. You see, my explanations have been offered, but you ignore and you interrupt. And
Did you go to Wes Watson, me, Antoine, and a list of other influencers and hosts to try to get them to use for your purposes? Because you're a team chaser. You chase a whole bunch of more powerful, inspiring.
We'll continue the stream without Paul. Now, to answer his question, I'm not going to speak for Cynthia
Well,
or any others, but I have definitely been seeking to cooperate, collaborate, work with others for the purposes of growing. Why? Because I believe I have value to share. So, Paul, kiss my ass for not seeing that.
ditto.
Thank you.
Um,
We've got someone else here, and I'm not familiar. Christopher,
Yeah.
hi.
welcome.
Jack, if I can touch on that term he was using of team
He's
chaser,
laughing. He just
like
got
what
here.
what does that even mean, team chaser? Like, what are we competing in? What are we all like? Do we get matching shirts? Do we have practice? Like, what does this even mean? Like, this is building. We are all content creators. There are people that watch the lives, there are people that sit on the panels, and there are people that host the lives. We're all networking, we're all learning from each other, and we're all building. There's not only one spot at the top. There's room for many. So we have to stop thinking you're just using me to get ahead. We have to get out of that mentality.
I think that's where he's coming from, but I'm not sure. Christopher, did you?
Yes, I agree, Jack.
Thank you.
He's talking to Christopher now, Tarek.
Yeah, I don't think we've met.
Rose, could you please be quiet? I'll stop talking. Go ahead.
Holy crap. Welcome, Christopher. I don't know. Have we met before, or are you joining? Are you familiar?
No, I've been familiarizing myself over the last couple of days with
Okay.
your stream and Paul's. And I was on there yesterday with
Yes,
Paul. It
pause.
was actually an intelligent conversation. All right. I see breakdowns in conversation. This is my observations. All right. Not anything that's not obvious to people. I like to host my own live streams, but I also like having interaction and conversations. Um,
Why do you look so ashamed when you're talking about this?
Not ashamed. I'm saddened.
I think I can
I
understand
think
that.
there's people that have something to add to the conversation, they get shot down. There's someone that comes up and apparently is having a really bad day, blows up. I you were discussing just before I was trying to get on the live stream here, but I had to go through hoops to sign in, uh, and so I missed some of the conversation there for a few minutes. But it sounded like you were starting to talk about, okay, we're trying to, we see what's going on in the world and the shit that's coming down, but we're attacking each other. You were right on point there. It's the divisiveness, and they keep at it. We have to identify the cause of the problems before we can come up with a solution. All right, I'm a work in progress too, so I'm not sitting here gonna tear anybody down. The
Hey,
whole thing with the I'll rest there for a minute. I'll go ahead.
I
That's just some
appreciate you.
observations.
Thank you. Sincerely, thank you for joining. Thank you for trying to catch up, getting your feet wet. This is kind of there is an interesting dynamic and interesting energy that has been evolving between Proper Instruction Motivates People, Paul Enslaved, and myself. It's
You've got time to be a life coach, right, Jack? This guy looks like he could use one.
actually beautiful segue inadvertently the topic, right? Focus on the title. Coach yourself, lead yourself, nurture yourself. And really that is what my motivation is. Sincerely. I've been learning a lot of modalities and tips from other people who identify as life coaches and whatever. People call themselves all sorts of things. I've been learning a lot of methods that other people use to transform and improve their lives. That's what I'm hoping to share. What it all comes down to, everything that I've been learning, though, what it all boils down to, sincerely, is the truth, honesty. If you can become committed, devoted to becoming absolutely honest within yourself, you can start trusting yourself. And when you can start trusting yourself, you become your own coach. You become your own guru. You become your own leader. To trust yourself, it's easier than it seems. Well, and it's more complicated than you got to learn how to trust the guidance system within. And that may require a spiritual path, a devotion to God, to a higher power, to a higher spirit.
Christopher, are you ready to take that step today to your higher spiritual path?
There you go.
Who's that? No
That
bad
was me.
days.
Yeah,
I've already been on it, man,
good for you.
for some
I
time.
believe that.
You
I
get
was
the
gonna,
big thumbs up, sir. Big thumbs up.
I was gonna give. I had a question. If you've heard of this man, long passed away, but Richard Wetherill, Richard W.
Richard,
Wetherill,
I'm not familiar.
a book by the name of Right is Might. You talk about life coaches. This man helped a lot of people in his day, and it was in the 60s. He also wrote a book called Be Right or Go Wrong. I think he wrote that, or as one of his students, one or the other. But those two books, but particularly Right is Might. I read it in 2021. There's a formula in there, and I had to practice that in 2021.
What was the formula?
Think, say, and do what is right, and refuse to think, say, and do what is wrong. And the first requirement for that before is to stop lying to yourself.
Beautiful. That's sincerely.
There's more in the book.
Yes.
It's not long, and I actually covered it on my own live stream. That was the first book I covered. Kind
It's
of how
called,
the theme I was going with.
sorry, it's called Right is Mind.
Right is Might.
Might, M-I-G-H-T.
Yes.
And then who's the author?
Richard W. Wetherill.
W. How do you spell the last name?
I'm sure I got this. W. I think it's W. E. T-H-E-R-I-L-L.
Beautiful. I'm sure that's
If it's
close
not
enough.
that, put an H before the W. Try that too. You can try it.
I'm sure it's close. And I appreciate that. What that reminds me of is another short book, right?
I have it.
The Four Agreements. You're familiar with that one too. Be impeccable with your word. That's, as I'd heard from some of the, I don't know. In my mind, it was the Buddhic philosophy. True thought, true word, true deed. The truth. Those things are the key for all of us. And sincerely, logically, from reasoning, it made sense to me. I set in my mind, truth is God. So I set out to learn and I seek knowledge. And not all knowledge is true, but you learn all that you can and we feel stronger. We feel more empowered. We have more confidence and better understanding of everything. We're literally here to learn. And instead of taking advantage of that, we were born into a society that profits from keeping us stupid so that we can become good consumers, good producers, good taxpayers, right? It's nuts. Thoughts? Golly jeez.
Hey, Jack.
Well, I've got Mr. Unslaved is still in the back, patiently yet offering.
Yeah, no, he needs to come up
He's
because
a
we
little
need to
fired
address
up.
this teamness. Because if he had a lot of things to say about me.
Yes, he did. And I would like to say something
All right,
before you bring
Tarek.
him
All
up.
right,
Hold on,
Tarek.
Moose.
We've
Moose,
heard
would
it
you shut
100
the fuck
times
up for a
already from
second?
you,
You've been
Tarek.
very disrespectful all day. I haven't said nothing to you. Shut the fuck up. Now, I would like to say one thing to Paul and to you, Jack, because he didn't let me finish about the calculated part. You're right. He's not calculated in the present moment. He's very intuitive, very bright. He's on the fly. He is calculated when he knows who he's got to team up with, Z, this guy, who he's got to talk about. If he's got a big snafu up and use him for 5-10 minutes, who's good. That's what I mean by calculated, Paul. I didn't say in the present moment. I yield.
Thank you for clarifying, Tarek. That was great.
All right, Moose, work on your manners, sir, please.
We
No,
gotta
I
have a
respect
talk
you.
one day, Tarek.
Yes, and Tarek, you're right. I'm sorry I didn't bring us back to closure on that. Thank you for
No, you're good. Thank you, Jack.
Paul, if you're still there, welcome back, brother. The idea of what was it, chasing teams.
Yeah. That we just go around to each other's panel that I was over at Triggs, which by the way, I still am. Triggerman Tell him does go live Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. Like, and the fact that then she came over here and then she was at mine. And like, I'm sorry. When did this become an app where we were only allowed to go certain places at certain time? Like, who are you to censor?
What makes you think that I said people were allowed and not allowed to?
Because you were making it seem like she's just a team chaser. She goes from here to there to there to here.
Right, you're allowed to do that, and you do that, and it's very revealing of who and what you are, what you have to offer and don't.
And I'm absolutely okay with it because I'm good with who I am willing to be. Okay, then.
If you're okay with
So
it, then
who
why
are
do you
you
keep
to
getting upset about me
who are
speaking on
you
my
to have an
experience?
issue with? Who are you to have an issue with what another person does?
Why are you
You have an
characterizing it as an
issue.
issue? I'm speaking on my experience.
Well,
If you're speaking and bringing it up, it's obviously an issue you're trying to address.
Yeah.
So if you're
I'm trying
bringing
to
it up
point out
and
a
you're
common
bringing it
theme
to,
in
if you're
folks'
bringing
time.
it to light, if you are bringing it to light to other people and not me, it's an issue. Why do you have this issue?
I don't have an issue. I have a penchant and a passion for revelations of truth. I do that with seeming coincidences. So when I see Jack and Moose and you and Tarek and others who have a pattern of behavior, I speak on my experience.
We do the same thing with you. We've all experienced the same pattern of behavior when it comes to you.
Yep.
So is that what we're going to do with every statement? Is you just go, no, that's
we're
you?
going to have a conversation. We're not
That's
doing
not how a
anything.
conversation goes. You got to pick a
you
topic
I go.
and a
You
subject,
say something,
and
I say
you have
something.
to.
I asked you what the
You have
issue
to
was
pick a
with
topic
me.
and a subject,
I
and you have
did.
to stick on it.
I just
Hey,
did.
Paul, okay, sincerely, Paul, you're just making up rules on the fly, imposing rules and definitions. Come on, dude. We can have a conversation. And sincerely, what we're trying to discuss is what you've said. And
You won't
claim-
let me lay it out, and you won't explain whether you see it or not. You just keep deflecting back onto me.
Or resolve. Most sincerely,
It's almost as if you know what I'm saying is true and you're acting like you don't and trying to beat around the bush and deflect onto me.
What are you even talking about?
We'll try again. The majority of folks who come here have the same pattern of behavior. Do you not see that?
So
And what's our pattern of behavior? I would
We'll
like.
try
I'm
again.
interested.
Okay,
You go to places where there are far more ideas, value, entertainment, numbers, and money thrown around. You're not. Are you going to let me finish?
No.
Or
Yeah,
you
go
already
ahead.
have your mind made up with the false conversation you're going to have that's always going to end the same way because
I
it's
just
not a
wanted
conversation.
clarification that we can agree that Jack is somebody with great numbers that has value. So I was just wanted to make sure. So when you say I go
Again,
to
another false narrative because Jack
you
had
say I go
it was
to places with
someone who
values
watched
and
Jack
numbers.
before said Jack used to have 50 viewers until he came to my area. That was their
don't believe
first-hand
everything you
experience.
hear, Paul.
The
Don't
videos are
believe
still up,
everything you
50
hear.
views. The
So
first
if
video he put, the first videos before he met me, 50
Okay.
views.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so can he
So
grow?
what?
So do people
So
grow?
you're making my point for me.
So
That
because
you're a bunch of
he
team
only
chasers
had
and you
50
chase
views.
influencers and hosts and content creators with
Right.
more than you, you wind up more than you with what you deserved and what you had. That's how it works.
Oh, so Jack
Paul.
has more than what he deserves is the
Absolutely.
problem.
He squandered everything.
What? Why would he say that?
Because he's an ignorant fool.
Oh my God.
Who thinks, well, see, his bitterness and his selfishness is coming out. He's like a triggered little child. This is what we're dealing with. I would love some adults to help me have a conversation with Paul because, well, it's been over a year. I've been unsuccessful.
Tarek would help you, but he doesn't like when
No.
his parents fight.
We were doing so good, but he gets when it was going well until it wasn't. I'll say that. Like it got further than I thought it was going to get. And that's
Right.
progress, whether it be on your part, his part, my part, our part. And that's all that was a win for the day. And we could all
Yeah,
walk away.
I think everybody survived that one pretty good. I think everyone's still alive, right?
Flows into
What's
his
going on, Flo
Are you
State?
going live
I heard a
tonight,
call
Flo?
go out for adults.
Adults.
Are you going live tonight, Flo?
Yeah,
Thank
How many
you.
adults do you have in your head?
depends on the day. Jack
Well,
looks utterly unimpressed.
I'm still hoping to find anyone willing to help me find resolve with one of the many people who choose to be disagreeable with me. Paul is one of them. When I first, a long ago, right? Long ago, before you started stepping out and betrayed Paul's trust, I thought you might be willing to help me communicate with him. I know I asked you to help me with that a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
very
know what
good at
you've
it.
done besides, make me look like a fool so you could impress him. When was that, on my birthday or something like that?
No, that was his birthday, not your
Oh,
birthday.
right.
That'd be fucked up if I did it on your birthday.
Well, I felt it was
Yeah.
fucked up regardless.
And I apologized for it, and you forgave me for it.
That's the difference between Jack and a lot of other people. He forgives people and he gives them other chances and he allows, and for some reason it continues on. And I don't understand why y'all do that.
That's my question too, Cynthia. Each day I hope for different, because I know for a fact people change. And with the right idea, the right energies, someone's mind will open or their heart will soften. Next thing you know, fucking anything is possible.
Indeed.
That's why I was prayerful, hoping about this conversation today. I mean, it's for fucking 20 minutes. It's taken me a week and a half and multiple emails and, you know, going out of my way. But
What did I miss?
I'm referring to, well, today I at least had an introduction with one of the local city officials. So hoping to make some things happen. What you stumbled to today was Paul was, I don't know, he was upset at his facts. And according to his facts, Cynthia and me and others are just team chasers.
We're chasing the team. But Jack, are you trying to get your job back? Is that what it is?
No?
What are you meeting with the officials for?
Well, I'm trying to make a better world. And I'm pursuing meetings with the United States government, with the local city government. We've got solutions available to us. I mean, my own path, what I can offer, and this is what I told the councilman today, what I can offer is my personal experience and education, overcoming addiction. I mean, through recovery and self-development. What I've learned could easily be shared, right? So I'm hoping that the conversation today will either open up additional doors, right? Open up communication with me and someone else, or, you know, who knows? But I see ways, honestly, if a community would truly overcome the budgetary concerns, which are realistic, but if you could find ways to overcome the budgetary concerns and truly bring a holistic, loving based program to a community, you could easily overcome addiction, poverty. You could create programs to help care for the elder and educate the young. There's so many things that could be done.
What about you first? Like, are you going to move in with somebody?
Oh, oh my gosh, you're so personal. Like, gosh.
What?
Can't we
I'm
just
just
fix
I'm
Paul? I
curious.
thought we
I'm
were
just
fixing
asking the
Paul and we
guy.
needed
I'm like,
adults here.
Yeah,
I
I
know,
hopped
like,
up here. He
dude.
asked for help communicating with Paul. That's why I hopped up here.
Yeah.
I have
Me
some.
and Joe here are both
All
adults.
right.
We would like to help you communicate with Paul.
Yeah.
God bless.
Yes. All right. Well, first, Jack, you're gonna need to do a thing or two. One is there's no communication when you go talk over each other. You, as the host of the room, are gonna have to mute Paul. If he interrupts it, don't entertain anything he says. Mute. Finish your damn
I'm gonna
thought.
have to stop you right
Then-
there. We can't have an adequate conversation if both parties
Then
involved
let
don't
him
feel trusting.
respond
Don't
the
feel
same way.
trusting. Hey, don't feel.
Please finish your thought, Joe.
No, that was it. If he tries to interrupt, you're gonna have to mute him because he can't seem to not interrupt on his
Yeah,
own.
that's why
that
I
was
don't feel
my
trusting
entire
and
advice.
safe having these conversations with you, duping delight miscreants who want to trigger people and troll at the same time while
right,
pretending to
good
feign
luck.
moral high ground.
I
right?
got some editing to do because I want to be
And
there for
fake
flows
yawning.
shit. I got some editing to do.
I know you
so
guys got
good
plenty of
luck.
editing to do to like get
Thank
some
you. I think I
horrible
got
content
this.
for your
I've been
non-channels.
training for this.
What happened?
wait, did Joe just get kicked out?
What? All right, you're up, Flo. You're up.
I think that he
Joe
just
gave
left.
up
I don't know
already.
what he's got planned, but he said he's got some editing to do for my live.
This is the best conversation ever.
I sort of agree with Paul in a weird way, and I'm not even doing that just to throw a wrench in the narrative. But we have to accept people for who they are, not who we think they should be. Who we think they should be is not who they are, nor have they ever been. So
Do you think Paul is accurate at who people are?
Oh no, Paul's
That's
far
been
from
the
accurate
biggest
who
fuck-
they are.
Huh?
I'm talking to you. No, Paul's far from accurate who people are. I'm talking to you because I think that you can hear me. Paul, I don't even think can hear the words I'm saying to him. We have to accept Paul for the hubristic, kicking and screaming rage baby that he is. We can't force him to be whoever Jack thinks that he could or should be. That may be true, but that's not the person that's being presented to us today.
That's what I brought
It's
up
totally
yesterday,
not
Jack.
hubristic to talk about me like I'm not here and then talk down on me and presume narratives to be true because you don't like the fact that you've been held accountable by me
It
in the
was
past
both
as well.
of those things, and I'm fine with it.
It's
Right, because you
raining
don't have would you
men.
like to
Doesn't
show the
matter.
private communications between you and I where you were perfectly
is
able
this?
to converse with
What
me?
is the relevance?
I still am perfectly able to communicate privately with you, except you have
Oh,
me
but I
blocked
can't hear
privately.
you. But I can't hear you.
Well, Paul, you do not. You're you contradict yourself. You claim to care about truth, claim to be open and willing to address anything you say, but you're not. You're really not. You make communication very, very challenging. So
Is
far,
everyone else going to sit by and indict themselves by not pointing out the glaring irony in that being Jack way more than it is me?
I think Flo was right. At some point,
hold on, please. In this case, who's right? Is it me or Paul that is the problem of communication between he and I?
Both of
you.
Both of y'all.
That's fascinating. So I'm the one who blocks him.
Wrong answer, guys. Try again. Try again to keep your position here on the panel.
No, this is what's curious is people will defend against me.
You know what? It's not defending.
Yep, you're the victim again. Nobody understands you.
You
We don't love you.
all up, so
the facts show that Paul
your
has
choice
been
to go through this every time.
Hey, I've asked and you don't.
The facts show that you claim to be a man of love and peace and leadership, and every position in life or in profession you've been thrown out of or left. That's what the facts show.
Okay, the facts show far more than just that.
That's enough.
No, that's enough for you.
That's
but
enough
it's
for everyone in your
not
life, and not enough for you to realize.
Hey,
the problem.
So, Paul, please. So, back to the most recent actual discernible disagreement. I alleged that Paul, based on blocking me on Facebook, not responsive, never have allowed a phone call. Right. He has made communication more difficult than I have. Now, you wanted to, Flo, you were vocal and
No, I've
said
made codependency and neediness difficult for you.
So,
I can explain it if you want.
Please.
Because you know what Paul is, and you keep trying to communicate, even though it's
We've
not
heard this rap 100 times. It's boring
Oh,
and
can
old.
you let him finish?
We've heard it.
These were new words being spoken in a new moment.
You're
Get out of your head.
Alzheimer'd. We've heard this 100 times.
You're trapped. in
Jack
your head.
Biden. We've heard this 100 times. He's laughing because he knows he said it 100 times. Jack Biden.
I'm laughing because he's so childish.
So you're not going to admit to the audience who's watched for a year and a half that you haven't gave that exact narrative to him dozens of times.
I think I have probably given this narrative once or twice, but that wasn't
once or twice. You have a horrible memory. You need to stop doing meth. It's been dozens and dozens and dozens of times, and it's gotten nowhere.
Whenever the rage baby's done rage,
But you're going to keep.
I'll continue.
So I can answer, Jack.
What is the truth?
The truth is that you're trying to communicate with somebody who does not want to communicate.
So what? Okay, so now you're deflecting from the question that was posed.
What's the question?
The question that was posed, right? The issue was that Paul and I have not been able to communicate. Right. Now, I have alleged he is responsible for the problems of our communication between me and him. He has been the problem. Yes, I have tried to resolve the problem, Flow State, but you're saying you alleged that no, Jack, you and Paul are both responsible equally for the problem in communication, and your case is that I'm trying when he doesn't want to.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not going to say equally, but I will.
I won't say equally either.
And
I'll
I
say
can
not
say
equally, but
my point of view, from my point of view, Jack, is I don't think you're tough enough on him. I think you need to drop your nuts on him, like control him, just like the way you would a dog that was out of control. You want to act out of control, you go sit in this cage / condo, and you go sit
Don't
in
make
there
me
for a
laugh
minute.
when
And when
breathing
you
in.
act right, you want to take his shit in the carpet. Guess where your nose is going? In this shit in the carpet. Yes, you do have a good heart. You have a tender heart. But damn it, pull your nuts out and drop him on his head. This is your show, Jack. This is your platform, Jack. He doesn't come up here and talk to you like that, Jack. You talk to me like that, you get backstaged.
Joe Cool's a few minutes behind, but we're all, I think, in the same vein, which is not equal faults, but both faults.
And we talked about
Because
this yesterday.
Paul doesn't want to have a conversation.
So okay, so what should I do differently if I want, okay, the problem I want to resolve is the communication between Paul and I.
Mm-hmm.
So what should I do differently?
If
So
I
that
were
I'm
you,
not the problem.
I would respect that he doesn't want to have a conversation and quit having the conversation at him.
Okay, so give up the desire, or just ignore the problem. Ignore the
Yeah.
problem in communication. Pretend like he's not been part of my life.
Well, I mean, you choose what part of your life he continues to be in the present and the future. So I would just make him less of a part in my life.
And you think that's the most healthy choice for me?
I think for you, it's definitely the most healthy choice.
Okay.
I don't think it's the most
Even
beneficial.
though, okay.
I think he stands more to lose from that paradigm than you do.
You can't see the benefit of my.
Well, sure, I can see benefits, but they're not real. They're imagined.
Oh, they're okay. So
they haven't happened, have they?
Right. So the imagined benefits have less importance than ignoring the real problems.
Yes.
You'd rather ignore real problems.
I'd rather
than
ignore
pursue
imagined
benefits.
Imagined
Right.
benefits catch
Trying to
Larry weight
create.
than real problems. One's real, one's imagined. Hey, you don't have to like it. You don't have to accept it. That's just my opinion on the matter.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, Paul is Paul. He's not going to change. He's always going to be. At this point, I have to change how I'm going to react to him. Like, I have a better chance of waking up 25 years younger tomorrow than I do of having a different Paul.
It's a good imagined benefit.
It is. Please don't take away anything that I said as an attack, Jack. Like, I think you're doing. Anybody has to set boundaries. All boundaries have to be set, and what may be a boundary for me may not be a boundary for you, may not be a boundary for Flo, but we all have to identify our boundaries and set them.
Right. Okay. We've got Paul is still in the back. And Hank has returned. I really don't have any desire to bring either up. Hank.
Then you do you.
Yeah. Drop your nuts.
This is the.
Well, I'm actually thinking maybe it's time to wrap up anyway.
Okay.
Every day is interesting.
Thanks for having me up. Thanks for hearing me out. Even if it isn't really what you wanted me to tell you, it is still what I think. So I'd rather give you the truth and know that you can sort out what you're going to keep and what you're going to leave.
And in the spirit of team chasers, make sure to check out Flow State. He only came up here because you were a superior panel with far more attention, and he was just chasing you.
These coattails are. All right, I'm out. Thanks.
All right, blessings. Thank you, Flo.
I appreciate you, Jack. I hope you do feel good about this. You did great today. There's nothing wrong in being who you are. You are beautifully made. I appreciate you. I appreciate this opportunity to come up.
Respect. Thank you very much, Cynthia. And for the guests in the back, please the stream is done. The panel is done. I'm not going to bring anyone else up. I'm going to wrap it up. Brothers and sisters, today, Paul, you can take that finger and you can shove it right up. You know, your disrespect is the reason you're in the back, dummy. Your disrespect, Paul, is the reason you are in the back. And your bitterness, well, you can keep that shit too. Brothers and sisters, today the topic, coach yourself, lead yourself. Really, the words from a coach. What is a coach? Someone who tells you what you don't want to hear, who has you see what you don't want to see. Why? So that you can become who you've always known you could be. And most people today don't know who they could become. Most people today are honestly, they're like I used to be. Most people are caught up in their ideas of, oh, this is the best I can be. Oh, shoot. I totally missed a whole bunch of brilliant thoughts I had earlier. So to become your own coach, to become your own leader, to nurture yourself. What is yourself? Who are you? You are the truth of you. To nurture that, grow that, you must become honest. Honesty. Simple as that. There is no reason to lie. None. Honesty is the key. It's the path to enlightenment. Honesty is the narrow path, right? The narrow path that the children of God are supposed to follow. We're supposed to be honest. It's not that friggin' confusing. It's not that hard. As honesty is developed, one can easily become their own coach, their own guru, their own leader. But what are those things? What is a coach, a guru, a leader? It's one who's going to mentor and develop you into a greater version of you. So look at you in the mirror and do that for you. Do that for a friend. I mean, sincerely, that's all a friend really is. A friend is someone that you can trust, someone you can turn to, someone who cares about you and your success, your growth. And guess what? I found my best friend. My best friend is God. And, you know, I follow the way. I invite Jesus, the Spirit of He, to join me each day as I praise God through my day in love with the truth. So, some of the thoughts I had today, right? The results in life, what we seek to grow, what we want to achieve, those are for us to choose. You get to choose the results you want in life. You get to choose the efforts, the sacrifices, the choices you make, will lead you to your path of growth and development, or the choices you don't make, will keep you stagnant and, just floating along. God controls the results. We control our efforts, right? So choose the results you want to seek. Allow God to create those results through your efforts, your actions. And here's something else too. I've been speaking about clarity in the future. That's one of the ideas I hope to share with our government officials. To be honest, is I hope to share some ideas on gaining clarity in the future, because clarity in the future with goals, with vision, that's truly where, that's where the magic happens. So in setting our goals, consider this. What is true should determine what you want. What is true should determine what you want. I see a lot of people who take what they want and try to make truth out of what they want. And that's not how facts work, brothers and sisters. See, Margo and I have had disagreements for years. Paul and I have had disagreements for over a year because facts have not been accepted. I have accepted the facts about me. I truly have. I am as I say that I am. I am honest. I am authentic. I am truly kind and generous. And I hope and pray for the best, not just for me, but for all of us. I pray and hope for the best, a world without fear, a world filled with love, filled with prosperity, filled with abundance. Why? Because there's a lot more people with clear conscience. They have clear conscience because they've been following the path of truth. It's really simple. It's more simple than this world wants you to believe. And what I mean by it, following the way, following the ways of love, following the way of the Christ, of Jesus, of the prophets, the Messiah. Following that way is more simple than you might want to realize, because our God is so good. Our God is so divine, so amazing. Our God is the light within you. The light that is within you is shared with me, with others. We are the light of life that God has brought forth for the world to know today. And today, once again, thank you sincerely for all who clicked the link, joined the panel. I didn't give the chat a ton of attention, but I had a good time. I pray that those who joined, I hope you enjoyed the stream as well. And please tell a friend about the Live Without Fear, about the growing love and the optimism that can be found here, at least for me. And join us again in the future. Thank you again sincerely. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all.